Ongoing Directive just got an upgrade using the latest exotic added to the Division 2, the Catalyst, combined with the recent craze that is the Backfire meta. This build will have you giving your entire team 20% extra damage, applying bleed to enemies with ease, and you yourself will be pushing out big damage numbers as well. Mako's Buck here, and today let's go over the new way to run Ongoing Directive. Kicking it off with an overview of our full build, and then I will go over each piece of gear, attributes, and mods individually. Also keep in mind that this entire video is timestamped, so if you think you missed something or need to jump around, please make use of the chapters, and the entire build will be written out in the description of the video as well. With that said, let's look at a quick overview of the entire build before going over each piece separately. We are going with 4 pieces of the Ongoing Directive gear set: the exotic Catalyst mask, a Grupo Backpack with Bloodsucker, and the exotic SMG Backfire. Now let's get into the details of the build and our primary source of damage, and that is the exotic SMG Backfire. Backfire comes with the exotic talent Payment in Kind. Dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of plus 2% crit damage up to 100 stacks, lasting 10 seconds. This means that at max Backfire stacks, we will be pumping out an extra 200% crit damage. On reload, Backfire will apply a 10-second bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack. The higher your bleed resist is, the less the bleed applied to you will last, and after bleed is applied to you 3 times in a row, you will become fully immune to it. Backfire comes statically rolled with SMG damage and crit chance, and we will be using damage to target out of cover as our last attribute, as it is the greatest damage multiplier that can be on a weapon. Moving on to our gear and starting with our exotic, and that is going to be the Catalyst mask. The Catalyst was introduced with the recent Brooklyn DLC and can be obtained from doing the Army Terminal mission. Completing the mission on Heroic will give you a 10% chance at getting the exotic. The lower the difficulty the mission, the lower the chance you have at getting it, down to 3% on Normal. The Catalyst comes with the exotic talent Chemical Agent. Chemical Agent has a massively lengthy description, and I'm pretty confident most know what it does at this point. But just in case you do not, in short, when you deal status effect damage and receive status effect damage, you build stacks that will give you a total of 24% weapon damage and 24% status effects. Killing an enemy at full stacks will also grant you plus 25% bonus armor and plus 20% reload speed. You can also remain ADSing while on fire. This pairs very nicely with Backfire since a bleed is being applied to us on reload, which will give us our Catalyst stacks very quickly. Catalyst also comes statically rolled with weapon damage, hazard protection, and status effects. Status effect is both the duration of his status and the damage it deals. We will be pairing the Catalyst and Backfire with a gear set that strives on weapon damage and status effects, and that is 4 pieces of Ongoing Directive. 4 pieces of Ongoing Directive grants us 15% to status effects, 30% reload speed, and the gear set talent Rules of Engagement. Shooting a status affected enemy will apply a mark. Killing a marked enemy grants a full clip of hollow point ammo to the weapon in your hand and half a clip to allies on your team. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20% and applies bleed on hit. Our Ongoing Directive gear will be going in the holster, gloves, knees, and chest slots, and will be making use of the Ongoing Directive chest talent Parabellum rounds. Increases hollow point ammo weapon damage amplification by 50%. This bonus does not apply to your allies. Since we are running Backfire and we do want to mitigate the bleed applied to us by a pretty good amount, we are going with all red core weapon damage rolls on our OD gear paired with hazard protection as the secondary attribute. For our 1 remaining gear slot, we are going with 1 piece of the Grupo brand set for an extra 13% to overall crit damage. The only remaining slot we have left is the backpack slot, so our Grupo bag will be getting a talent, and that is going to be Bloodsucker. Killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of plus 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Max stacks is 10. Now, you could also go with Wicked on the backpack here for an extra 18% damage to enemies affected by a status effect, but I did not feel like the extra damage was needed for the type of content a build like this is used in, which is mainly team-based mission content or countdown. Your Grupo bag is going to be all red rolled with weapon damage as the core and crit damage and crit chance as the secondary attributes. We will be modding our mask, chest, and backpack with 2 crit damage mods and 1 bleed resist mod, which will give us an overall bleed resist of 70%, which is not enough to shred us, but just enough to build catalyst stacks quickly. And last but not least, our specialization and skills. We will be on the gunner specialization to make use of the 10% armor on kill, the 5% rate of fire increase on kill, and a 50% faster reload every third reload. Just be sure to spec into the spray and pray node for an extra 15% damage to SMGs. Our skills for this build are going to be the Riot Foam Chem Launcher and the Crusader Shield. The Riot Foam is what is going to initially proc our ongoing Directive bleed rounds. Shoot an enemy with Riot Foam, which applies a status effect, then shoot them with Backfire, which applies the mark. And when the enemy dies, you and any teammates will now have hollow point rounds. Crusader Shield is for a little cover on the move while still allowing us to shoot our Backfire while this shield is drawn. Just a reminder that this entire video is timestamped if you need to return to a section you may have missed or jump around, and I always write out a full breakdown of the build in the description of the video below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. See you next time.